Good morning. I'm Michael Littlecrow. I'll be your instructor for Math 142 this summer, 2019, session B, right? We've got 6 weeks to work together to accomplish 5 chapters, 5 topics in math. So that's a good thing. Less than one a week. So we'll keep up. The other good thing about this course that most students like, there is no comprehensive final. Each of the 5 units sort of stands alone. Some will build on it, so they'll need topics from before that will help you with it, but the content for each section of the 5 topics the five, what's it call them, sections that we're going to go through are sort of like standalone. So I'm going to go over the syllabus briefly just to kind of get you what you really is important for you to read, what you need to do in this first week, hopefully in these first few days, what you really need to get done by July 5th, which is this Friday, is to get into the course. Go into our content area, which we'll call is Alex system, stands for something, ALEKS, and take what we call an initial knowledge check. Okay, so I'm going to go through that when I'm looking at the syllabus, but I just also apologize a little. My technology's, I'm operating a little low tech. I just moved over this weekend and my office is a mess. So all you get is a little white screen behind me. Hopefully, when in the coming weekend, once I get things adjusted, you'll be able to see a little bit more pops and excitement. I don't know if it'd be real exciting because So anyway, I'm first of all, I'll introduce myself a little bit. Okay, I went to school at Oregon State University. That's where I got my bachelor's and my master's in math education. Heavy on the education side. I struggled with math myself. I've got a learning disability. I'm dyslexic, whatever that means. It means I do things backwards sometimes, and also have a difficulty with reading at times. And actually, I found that if I have this unique ability to read upside down and backwards, and sometimes that I'm actually able to understand better that way because it helps me to focus. So anyway, I learned how to get myself through with help from others as well. So I'm here to work with you. If you struggle with math, hey, I'm your guy. If you don't struggle with math, you're going to be just fine also. So anyway, we're going to get through this together. I've been here at ASU for just this last year. This is my first summer working for ASU. I worked for 14 years over at Scottsdale Community College. A great place to go, beautiful people to work with. I just am here at ASU now because I also want to get a doctorate degree in educational leadership to make education better for everybody. So that's just a little bit about me. And let's get you into the course as quickly as possible so you can find your success and go on. So let's see. We're going to go over here. So here's our syllabus. You can see I'll be holding office hours Monday and Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. I will be setting up a Zoom meeting space. So it'll be in the announcements, or this first time I've taught with Zoom as my office hours place, but we'll make it work. Okay, so I've played a little bit with it. You'll basically be able to video chat with me. There's a lot of features I have. We can actually work back and forth through Zoom. Okay, so there'll be a link you'll be able to set up and you'll be able to go there. Contact me by email if you have any questions. It's mlittleC@asu.edu. I started using that one, my shorter one. Some of you may recognize that my name is similar to another person who works here at ASU, up the chain of administration from me. But I am but please do not send emails to Michael Crow, as I am Michael Little Crow. And if it goes to Michael Crow, that's someone else, our president. Very nice man, a great visionary, but he's not a math teacher. I am. So if you want questions about math, Michael Little Crow. So there's my email. Office hours are then, and you'll also see we have a discussion forum area where you can ask questions, and that's a great place to post your questions because I can answer them there as well as other students, and so you might get some fairly quick response time that way. We'll see how that works. So here's some basic information about the course. So, course description, objectives, that's all good. All this stuff is good. The textbook is included in the ALEKS system. You'll be able to access it. It's an ebook. However, you can also get a printed version if you want. That's totally up to you. Most students are able to get by without it because all the PDF chapters and such are available online. You should have a calculator, not a cell phone, because you can't use cell phones when you're taking an exam. So you need to get used to using a dedicated real calculator. Anyone will work. The TI-83, 84, those are very similar, basically the same calculator. One's the 84, of course, is the upgraded one. But they both will work just fine, and they have some features which will be valuable to you down the road, but it's not required. You'll be able to get by with the TI 30 or 34. For this course, your homework assignments are going to be 30% of the grade, and it's kind of broken up into a couple different sections. So there's learning assignments, which you'll see in ALEKS. I'll show you real quickly. You continue your path. That's kind of the work you do. That's 20%. Then there's something called practice assignments. You want to do these too because that's 10% of your grade. But the important part about the practice assignments is they are very similar to the exams. They're like a practice test. So once you go through the learning assignments, you learn the content, you do the practice, and it will take you through some of the similar type problems, but they're organized in smaller. Some are 5 questions, some are 10 or 15, but view them as a practice test. So if you do well on all the practice assignments, you will have seen what the tests will be like. The tests are a smaller portion of the practice assignments, but if you work all the practice assignments, every problem, and understand every one of them, you will have the knowledge needed to do very well on the exams. So there are then also written problem solving assignments. These you actually write down on paper and then you submit them as a PDF, or if you've got the technology you can fill in online, but you have to submit them as a PDF file. We have a grader for this course who will be reviewing them. I worked with him for 2 semesters already, and he does a great job. He knows that we understand each other. We'll be your team that gets you through this. Okay, so if you have any questions about the grading or about the problem-solving assignments, you feel free to contact me. We'll work it all out, but you'll see you've got to get through them. Okay. There are some exam reviews. They do not enter into your grade per se. There's no points assigned, but they do, again, they build on those practice assignments that you should have already done because that's part of your grade. But the exam reviews will really tell you that you're ready for the exam. And I'll tell you what, students who complete them, I see this almost direct correlation between how you do on the exam reviews and how you do on the exams. So if you can take the exam reviews and you can do them over and over and over until you get 100%, most of those students will also get 100% or the high 90s in the actual exam. Those who only work through the reviews to maybe 70%, I see oftentimes they're only going to be at 70% on the tests. So the exam reviews are very crucial to your exam performance. So the exams are 50% of your grade. And again, there's going to be 5 exams, so each exam will be 10%. We'll work through those in another video, making sure you get through everything, but they are proctored. You need to use something called RP Now, which will watch you with a video and pick up things to make sure that you're being that this is your work. Okay, so there's a practice RP Now exam that you take just to make sure your system works with it and everything. So we'll go over that a little bit in a few days. I just want to get you started. Okay, here's the exam, the dates that the exams have to be taken by. Now you can take them early. That would be my suggestion. You cannot take them late. After the due date, they are closed. They are done. You have to take them by these dates. Probability of statistics are on the same, they have to be taken by the same date. So we'll take a look at that. Okay, maybe one of these dates is, I hadn't caught that before. The other thing is this course is what's called a uniform coordinated course. It means we have a coordinator who sets everything up. They write the syllabus, they set up the Canvas, they set up the ALEKS, everything's there. I come in as a content expert, I guess, if you want to call me that. Hopefully I am, because I have been teaching this course for over 20 years, this content in both Oregon State, SEC, and when I was at Scottsdale Community College, I was one of the coordinators for this course. We used different curriculum, but same kind of content. Okay, so anyway, I did not write the syllabus. I use the syllabus. I did not write the Canvas or the ALEKS. I am here as your guide through these items. I may not agree with everything, but this is what I've been handed, and I will do my best to work you through them as well. I do agree that learning the content is very valuable for you, especially this part on the finance section. The statistics section also is a section that many of you will find very helpful in your future studies. Okay, finance exam can set up your life for a great deal of success. So some things on the exams and the proctoring, you want to look at that. Please, I have looked, many of you do have pictures posted here. If you don't, please click here and upload a photo. Okay, for me, first of all, I like having to know who I'm working with. I've showed you my face, please show me yours. And if you're not sure, just upload a quick picture there. Okay, so you should be, this course, 6 weeks. It's not 16 weeks like a fall or winter, fall or spring, I guess that we do here, semester. So you're really expected that it's going to take you about 23 hours a week in this course to complete everything. So please plan accordingly. Be attendance regularly. Now here's the initial attendance form. You can click on this link, is now active. If you tried earlier, I apologize, I didn't get this part changed. I updated it and re-uploaded this syllabus, so it's the one that's available now does have this link. You can copy the link and go there. However, you have to be logged into your ASU email. That's what it's tied to. If you're not in your ASU email, you will not gain access. If you're not getting access, make sure you log out of all your other emails. Go into Canvas, because go through My ASU, because that's your ASU login. So I've had problems with this myself before. So just log out of everything else. Get into My ASU, come into Canvas, and this link will work for you. There's some resources, how to succeed the course. I also posted a video announcement about my 2 rules for success. I don't know that they're my rules, but they're the rules that I have found helpful. I did not write them. I've learned from others. But take a look at that if you have an interest. So here's our course schedule. You'll see it goes fairly quick. So we've got this first week. We're starting on what this is Wednesday. And then we've got the July 4th, Independence Day, sort of a holiday. But if you want to, you're welcome to work through it. Okay. We'll have our first exam taking place here by 7/11, July 11th. You have to have the exam done by that time. So here's your due dates. This course is very, one of my colleagues told me how it's very scripted. Let's put it that way. You've got to get through it each step, each time. And there's no going back. You just got to keep working forward. So it's kind of, once things are due, they're no longer able to be worked on. Okay, that's what makes it so important to move forward and keep going. There is also no final exam, so it's not like you could just take the last week and work through everything. No, you've got to do it as it comes up. Now, you could take the first week and probably, if you worked really hard, maybe work through all of it. But work early, not late. Okay, once the due dates are gone, the content is gone and you cannot go back. Okay, so you lose those points and there's no bringing them back. Okay, so here's our schedule, and here's your grading policy. So you see 10% for each of the tests, and then the work that you do is also another 50%. So half on your sort of homework that you might think, the practice assignments, written assignments and such, and half on tests. Our grading scale over here. So some key dates, look through those, and more information. Contact me with your ASU email, please. That's the most secure way for us to communicate. Okay, is anyone else getting tired? Okay, so there's some tutoring support. Take a look. There's some links. Online tutoring. Again, I'm also available. One of the best ways to ask questions that are related to the content is through the discussion forum. Because those questions go out to everybody sees them, and everyone can respond to them. However, send me an email. I can also get back to you quickly. Okay, so that's, we're not going to use Piazza, so just ignore this part. I'm going to use the Canvas discussion forum. Okay, so I'm going to minimize this. And then this is our Canvas course. Let's see, I should go into, sorry, let me go into student view so it looks more like what you want. I'm also, I moved over this last few days, so like my technology is not up to snuff. I'm working off of my cell phone hotspot. So if everything's a little slow, that's what's happening. I'll be rectifying that soon. So here's your 2 rules for success. That's a recent announcement. You can also go to the announcements here. You should be getting an email every time an announcement goes out. If you're not, you need to come into your Canvas and make sure that your settings are sending it to the email correctly, or that you're accessing your ASU email. Okay. If you don't, you want to come in maybe daily and just click here on announcements and see if there's anything new. The latest announcement will be at the top. Old announcements will be below. That's how it'll work. Okay. So this is what you see. We'll come back to the home. So the first thing, take a look at the syllabus. That's what we just went over. This is where it's at, and it's the new revised, updated one. The first thing you're going to want to do in the course, after looking at I guess that's not the first thing, right? Look at the syllabus, maybe look at these 2 rules for success, get yourself settled, maybe learn a little bit about me too. And then the first thing to really get started in the course is this ALEKS initial knowledge check. So I'm going to click on that. you're going to go here. The first time you do it, what it does is it pairs you with the ALEKS system, which is our online textbook. It's where all the work is done. It's where you'll take your tests. It's where everything happens. So you'll click here, and it does a pairing sort of thing. Let's see, maybe because I'm in student mode, I think it does show exactly what's going to happen. I go into student mode. So I'll walk you through this. You want to say, even if you have used ALEKS, you want to say you've never used it before, because you want a new account for this. Make sure your name, your first name and last name are the ones that you should probably just accept them, because this is coming over from ALEKS or from Canvas. It should have your email. I think I'm just going to go with this, but your information should be populated from Canvas. Oh. And I know last time I looked, about 19 of you have already taken this step, which is great. And not all of you have taken the initial knowledge check, but a good number of you. So now the count is paired. So we go through this the first time. Okay. It's going to go through a little tutorial. So we click on these things. This is how you enter your class. You'll click here. Okay. To see more, you can click here. It gives you more information. And if you click on the light, you get some topic ideas. Okay. So I think that's good. It tells us we're enrolled. We click and we come in, and I'm test student. Maybe I should put a different name. Again, so it goes through this little tutorial. ALEKS likes to do this. It kind of slows you down, gives you a few things. And again, mine's probably slower than yours. You want to have good internet. Do not try taking the tests on a hotspot thing that might drop you, because you've got to have good solid internet. Go to a place where you can have that. Takes you through this tutorial. Again, I apologize. Remember, any of these videos you can fast forward. So we go to get started. And this is the key part. This is really what I need to have you completed by Friday. This will tell me you're here, active in the class. So it wants us to type in the word 14. We do that, and then we do that. It comes back. So this is letting you know some of the features of ALEKS, how it works. We want the fraction. Let's enter a fraction. It shows you how you can do that. You click down here. Now you can put 3. Okay, so we all go through the same tutorial. Because it teaches us how to use the ALEKS system. Now I want to do an exponent, so I hit that, and look what it did. It puts a parentheses. We do that. I click here to get out of that, out of the exponent, and then I put +7. Okay. Now it's going to want me to select that and make it into a fraction. So it's got some nice editing tools for math. That's our ALEKS system. Okay. Hopefully I get all the way through this, and let's see if I can refresh it. We're also going to be able to do some graphing. So click on this, click on one point, click on another point, and we have a line. Then let's see. Shows you how the calculator works. So we can enter in 31. We hit the plus button. We hit 9. We hit the equals button. Then we get 40. Okay, so calculator has some things. We've gotten through that part. Again, this is it. This is the place we need you to start. You start with a knowledge check. I believe the initial one is like 30 questions. Do the best you can. Do not get help with this initial knowledge check. It wants to know what you know. And then it builds the course around that. It will give you the things you don't know. And it's okay if you don't know any of this. Um, but the things you don't know, then that means it will give you those problems and you'll work through them. Um, the things that you do know, it will allow you to skip over. Many of you actually have a good knowledge of triangles, and I use that because that's what I find in teaching this course. Many of you will get to the geometry section at the end. There's this thing, you're looking for the assignment on triangles, but you don't see it because you already passed it in your initial knowledge check. So that's why you want to do the best you can do with your own work. It will give you credit for what you know, saving you work down the line. However, the things you don't know, it will give those to you and teach you those things so that you understand them and you're ready for the tests. Take your time on it. You don't have to finish it in one sitting. You can do a few problems. If you need to take a break, take a break. Close the computer down. When you come back into ALEKS, it will pick up right where you left off. Yeah, so that's pretty much ALEKS. So it gets you started. And then once you've started, once you've done the knowledge check, you've gone through the 30 questions, let me just kind of start one just to show you what it looks like. Because she says, yeah, don't, get a place where you're ready, paper and pencil, don't get help from others. Whatever you do, that's where you're going to have left to learn. If you really don't know, go ahead and click I don't know, but don't go through doing that on all of them for ones that you do know. Okay. You can use the calculator on some of these. Again, you can also have your own calculator. So here's a question. So there's this question. You can either say I don't know, but I would do that. It looks like mine is maybe being slow, and there should be some place to enter an answer here. But my internet is not doing well, so make sure you have strong internet. Here we go. So I would answer this, and it's not going to tell me whether it's right or wrong. I submit it and move on to the next question. So I just do this. Again, there's going to be about 30 questions. Go through that initial knowledge check. Get it done by Friday. Get it done today if you can. But again, take it when you have that chance. But this gets you started in the course. Okay. So we got you started. This was supposed to be a 5-minute video. I don't know how long it is. Probably too much. But let me come back here. Hopefully this has given you a good start to know where you need to go. Hopefully you feel comfortable that you have signed up for this course. It's going to be 6 weeks. I'm sure you knew that it's going to be intensive, short term. But maybe that's, if you don't like math, that's probably a good thing. If you don't like taking medicine, just swallow it down quickly, right? But let's get you through it. Let's be successful. Let's make it as fun as we can. But the thing to do that I need you to do is to stay on track, working through the course at the pace that it's set. If you can, I highly encourage you to work a little bit ahead, because that's the safest area. Work ahead, take those tests early, then you never have to worry about due dates. Contact me. Go ahead and do that initial form. I ask you a few little questions, nothing really serious. But also, it's an opportunity. One question is if you have any special learning style things that you'd like me to know about. If you know things about yourself, that's very helpful. I can customize things to address different learning styles. That's one of my I don't like the word experts, but it's a thing I focus on is learning style, because that's how I had to get through. I had a math teacher when I was going to Portland State University who was dyslexic. In that semester, I was taking calculus for my second time, and almost going to drop out of school completely because I was struggling. I was really struggling until I met that teacher, Dr. Crittenden. He was a lifesaver. He had a nice fancy sport car too, and so we had a lot in common that way, I guess, because I like sports cars. But he was just this guy that was cool because he helped me learn how to get unstuck when I got stuck. He learned he taught me how to think my way through problems that no one else had ever done for me. And actually, he changed me from, he got me to change my major. He didn't do this, but I did this after working with him. I changed my major from engineering to math education because I thought, hey, if I could help people like Dr. Crittenton help me, maybe that would be the most valuable use of my life. Engineering just wasn't looking to be what I wanted to do anyway. It's more what my dad wanted me to do. I didn't have a passion for it, but I have a passion for education. I have a passion for helping people to develop themselves to understand how they tick, how they work. And I hope I can do that for you this semester as well, getting to know a little bit about you, helping you to be successful in this course, but also helping you to understand how you learn so that you're supercharged for great success in this wonderful institution that we're all enrolled in, trying to get our degrees and go out and make a great difference in this world. So do well. I promise I'll stop talking now and have a wonderful day.